it's Bethany Norman from Live Well Yoga. This will be a stretching and gentle class, just all on the floor. I hope you find it relaxing. We're going to start on our backs, so make your way onto your back. Just pull your knees into your chest and pause here, allowing the back to settle. Just feel that connection to the earth through the back of your body. Taking a few grounding breaths. And then placing your left foot down onto the mat. Extend the right leg, so you're straightening out the right leg. The sole of the foot can move, sort of point up towards the ceiling. And then you can use your hands to just support that leg. If you did have a yoga strap or a belt or a tie, like a necktie, you could just loop that around the foot and you could support the foot that way if you preferred. Some gentle stretches for the legs first of all. And then keeping the right leg where it is, start to extend that left leg away. You're taking it all the way to rest onto the ground. Notice any change in the stretch. And then that right leg comes across your body. So we're stretching out the outside of that right leg now. You can have the hand still supporting that right leg. I mean, you could let it go, but maybe it's resting in space there a bit uncomfortably, so just keep your hands on the leg. And then we're slowly bringing that right leg back in, bend the knee, and then just with the right hand on the knee, take that knee out to the side of your body and slightly up towards the armpit. So a little stretch for the inside of the thigh now. Settle the shoulders and the upper back. And then we're taking that right knee back to center and place the foot down to the floor. Taking that left leg all the way in. Just start off by pulling the knee into the chest. Take a breath. Slowly extending the left leg, straighten out that knee, sole of the foot to the ceiling. And supporting the leg with the hand, or again taking the strap around the sole of the foot. Slide that right leg away from you, straightening it out, resting it down onto the floor. And take a breath like this, notice any change in your body. And then that left leg comes across and over to the right. We stretch out the side of the leg. Try and connect a little to your breath. And then bringing that leg back up, bend the knee into the chest with the left hand on the left knee, drawing the knee out to the side, out to the left side, slightly up at the same time. Just relaxing through the back of the body. And gently releasing so that knee comes back to the center and then foot to the floor. Draw the right leg up, so both knees are bent now. We're going to mobilize the spine. So we take A breath in, press the lower back to the mat, and then slowly lifting up into bridge pose as you exhale. Holding here, take a breath in, and slowly lower down as you exhale. So just working through the back and the spine. We tilt the pelvis, lower back presses to the mat, inhale. Lifting the spine up off the mat, exhale. Try and keep the shoulders and the chest relaxed. Taking a breath in, lowering down as you exhale. So it's just the lower body and the back that's moving. We'll do another one together. Press the lower back to the mat, inhale. Lifting up into bridge pose, exhaling. Taking a breath in here. And releasing, exhale. And just pause when you settle back down. Take the feet out wide, so more towards the edges of your mat. A little bit of warming up and mobilizing through the hips. We take a breath in. And you're going to drop the knees over to the right as you exhale. So they don't have to come all the way to the floor, just part way is fine. Back through center, inhaling. And dropping them to the left, exhale. A center, breath in. To the right, exhaling. So nice and slow with your breath. Center on the inhale. To the left on the exhale. And then do 2 more complete rounds now, just with your breath. Just moving in a way that's comfortable for your body. Making sure that the upper body is quite still and relaxed, so you're not holding it rigid. And when you're done, you can just pull your knees back into your chest again. And just pause, taking a breath or 2. Now you can just move yourself over onto your side. And then all the way up onto hands and knees. And just settling yourself there, nice long spine. Taking a breath in. Rounding your back and bringing your chin to your chest, exhale. Looking up, we're coming to cow pose on the inhale. Rounding your back again into cat, exhale. So we're taking another couple of cat-cow. Coming back to a neutral spine. Just take your hands slightly further away from you. We're going to circle the hips around in one direction. So these movements are as much about mobilizing through the joints as they are about stretching. We're going to take that in the opposite direction. Maybe just pull that belly in ever so slightly. And then coming back to the center, just bring your hands back under your shoulders. We're going to take a breath in here. And you're going to look over the right shoulder. Draw that right hip towards you as you exhale. And you should feel a stretch through the left side. Just releasing, coming back to the center on the inhale. I'm going to swap. Look over the left shoulder and draw that left hip towards you. Exhale. Back to center, inhaling. Look over the right shoulder again, exhale. Center, breath in. And looking over the left shoulder, exhale. And let's do that once more to each side. And coming back to the center, and now you can get a little bit creative with your movement. So you can add in some cat-cow, you can add in sort of circles, a figure-of-8 movement with the hips, with the shoulders. I just want you to just move around, just finding out how your body feels, what feels good for it. So there's no right or wrong here. You can move as much or as little as you like. Just sort of loosening everything up. And just slowing down those movements and gradually coming back to some stillness, back into that neutral spine. Just bringing hands back under shoulders, knees back under hips if they've moved around. Tucking your toes here, take a breath in, and just sink the hips back towards the heels, exhale. Coming back to all fours, inhaling. Sinking hips to heels, exhale. Doing that once more. And we'll just add in a little down dog now, so we'll come up to all fours, inhale, and then pulling to your downward facing dog, exhale. Take one round of breath. And then slowly lower the knees down to the mat as you inhale. Keep those toes tucked, and we come back, hips to heels, exhale. Back up to all fours, inhaling. Pulling to downward facing dog, exhale. One round of breath, sinking the heels, pressing with the hands. Lower the knees back down to the mat on your next inhale. And take the hips to the heels, exhale. We'll just do that one more time. So all fours on the inhale, downward facing dog, exhaling. Pause for a round of breath. And then slowly knees lower on the inhale. You can untuck your toes now and come back to child's pose, exhale. You just settle here into the stretch. Just feeling your body release a little. Feeling the breath slow and natural. And then you're slowly moving back up, coming to all fours. We're going to stretch through the hips and the backs of the legs a bit, so just take your time. We're going to step that right leg forwards into a lunge, so just take it out wide. You could step it up using the help of the hand if you needed to. And just take a breath here. Now you're going to move the hands, both of the hands, up onto that right knee. And as you come upright, you're just looking to find a neutral pelvis. So try and settle that pelvis into a neutral position so it's not tucked out or tucked under. And as you find that neutral pelvis, hopefully you feel a stretch down through that left hip flexor or the front of that left hip. Just taking a breath here. We'll add in the twist, so you're extending arms up overhead here, inhale, twisting to the right, just drop the arms down as you exhale. So I've brought that left arm across, hands outside the right knee, right arm behind, or you could bring hand to hip, and just take a gentle gaze over that right shoulder. So just increasing that stretch through the hip flexor. slowly release out of the twist. We're going to come hands to the mat, take a breath in here, and then slowly pull those hips back. We're taking those right toes off the mat as you exhale, so stretching through the back of that leg. We're going to keep it dynamic, a little bit about mobilisation to start with, so coming forwards on the inhale and pulling back on the exhale. And we'll do that once more. And then you're going to settle into the stretch, that hamstring stretch or back of the leg stretch. Now, if it's difficult to have the hands on the floor, you could just try and bring the hands up onto that leg. Or you could place something beside you that you could rest your hands on. I mean, obviously yoga blocks are ideal, but not everyone has those. So just get a little bit creative with what you place your hands on. Just pausing for a couple more breaths. And then we're slowly just easing forwards again, and then take that right foot back to the mat, or right knee back to the mat, sorry. Once you get there, looking up into cow pose on the inhale, and rounding you back into cat, exhale. Once more. And come back to a neutral spine. We're going to step that left foot up. So just take your time to get it there. Help it out if it needs a little help. Just pausing, once you find that lunge position, just pausing for a breath. And slowly making your way with both hands up onto that left knee. You could also do this near a chair so that you could have the chair for support as you were coming up. But once you're here, hands to the knee, you could have a hand on something to support you as well, like the wall. You're just finding that neutral pelvis. So maybe you just need to move the pelvis around a little bit just to find that neutral position. And when you do, just breathe into any stretch that you feel through the front of the right hip. Just relaxing shoulders, relaxing your face and your throat. Maybe breathing a little length through the spine. And we'll intensify the stretch with the twist, so you're going to stretch your arms up overhead, inhale. Twisting to the left and dropping the arms down, exhale. Now holding here. Now gently releasing, slowly bring your hands back down to the mat or maybe onto something for some support. Taking a breath in and just gently easing those hips back, straightening out that left leg as you exhale. Coming forwards, breath in, pulling back, exhaling. And we'll go one more time and then settle into the hold. Now breathing here. Just keeping the gaze wherever is most comfortable. So I'm looking more or less just straight down at the floor. Maybe about in line with my foot. And that just feels best for my neck. But you could just experiment with finding the best position for you. And then we're releasing, so you're coming back through that lunge position and taking your time to take that left leg back to all fours. Once you get there, just take the knees apart, taking a breath in and slowly starting to come back into child's pose. Just taking your time, finding that position where you can feel relaxed, but you might feel a gentle stretch. And we're going to add in a little twist into your child's pose. So just come up onto your fingertips here, so arms are still stretched out, threading the right arm under the left, taking a breath in, and then you can just ease yourself down as you exhale. You might need a pillow here for the head, and that's fine. Maybe one for the shoulder as well. Just modify the position as you need. You should feel a gentle stretch through the upper back. We're also gently twisting the spine. We're going to gently swap over, so extending out that right arm. Thread the left arm under the right, taking a breath in, and then releasing yourself down on the exhale. Coming out of that gentle twist, moving up onto hands and knees. Draw the knees back under your hips. Extend the arms out here, taking a breath in and sinking the chest and the forehead down to the mat. Forehead could sit on a pillow, it could reach down to the mat. So hips are remaining high and we're stretching through the front of the body. So we're just gently putting the body through its paces, especially the spine with some of these positions. Walking your hands back in, and you can come all the way over and onto your bottom now. So sitting on your bottom, you could prop the hips up if you found it difficult to sit on the floor. You could also do these poses on a chair. So we've sort of stretched out the legs a little bit, we've done some mobilisation work for the hips and for the spine. We're just going to do a little bit more for the chest and the upper body. So you're going to draw the right hand down to the mat, left hand to the back of the head. Take a breath in here. And then that left elbow is going to sort of round down, almost as if you wanted to touch the right elbow as you exhale. Now you're going to take that left elbow back, opening out through the chest. Maybe look gently towards the left, inhale. And curling that elbow, left elbow to right, exhale. We'll go twice more. And then as you exhale, just going to pause here with the back rounded in that gentle twist as well, taking a couple of breaths. And then releasing, we take that left arm overhead, breath in, and just come into a regular side stretch here, exhale. Breath or two. bring the arms, we're going to swap over. So left arm down, right arm to the back of the head. Just take that right elbow back on the inhale. And then rounding the upper back, bring that right elbow almost as if you were going to touch the left. Exhale. Open and stretch through the chest, inhaling. And drawing that elbow down, exhale. And do that twice more. As always, moving slow with your breath. And then once more opening out. And then as you curl down and forward, we're just going to pause here. Feel that stretch through the upper back and the neck. Straightening yourself back up. Extend the right arm overhead, inhale. And then just drop into a side bend, exhale. A couple of breaths here. Lengthen back up, inhaling, and release that right arm. I'm going to take both hands back behind you, just coming onto the fingertips. Inhale, stretch and open through the chest, looking up. And hold here, exhaling. Another 2 rounds of breath. And then looking forwards as you next take a breath in, and then hands come in front of you. I'm just going to drop into a forward fold here with the legs crossed. So just easing the hands forward as much as feels comfortable, taking the gaze down. So you should then feel a stretch through the hips, the glutes. Gently releasing yourself back up to sitting. Hands come to the knees here, taking a breath in. And then chin to chest and round your back. Exhale. Looking up, we stretch through the chest, inhaling. Rounding the back again, exhale. So just take another couple of rounds of this seated cat-cow. Relax the shoulders, allow the spine to just flow freely. And then sort of stacking that spine again. We're just going to circle around through the hips and through the chest. And you can take those circles the opposite direction. And then gently allowing yourself to slowly come back to the center. Allowing your eyes to close. Hands can stay wherever feels most comfortable, whether that's on the knees or more in the lap. And just draw your attention to your breath. Taking some mindful breaths here. Aware of the process of breathing. Breathing in, breathing out. And then drawing your hands together in front of your heart, taking a breath in, bowing forwards with a sigh. Namaste. Thank you very much. I hope that all feels a little bit looser, and more relaxed. Feel free to do that one now for the rest of December. Just take some time out whenever you need it and stretch your body, mobilise, listen to the breath, listen to yourself, and enjoy yourself and stay safe.